Yeah, I'm losing my head.
A simple way to pairs trade. There's a pairs trading at the end of the day, Jamal, is taking one market, taking another similar market, and pitting those two things against each other. And there's a million ways that you can do that. So many commodity markets, futures, spot markets, options. You've got in the interest rate world, you've got these really interesting things, these intra-commodity spreads, where quite literally some exchanges out there will package up a pairs trade for you and put on one inter-commodity spread in one simple click. I think that's mostly for professionals, but that's just to say there's a lot of way to pairs trade here, Jamal. But today I want to cover one of the simplest ways. And of course, that's going to come down to a simple stock pairs trades. We're going to look at technology and the rest of the stock market sectors, but maybe you can give the people an example of like the most basic, like Coca-Cola versus Pepsi or something like that. What you're looking for in a pairs trade when you're looking to pit one market against each other. What type of price action are you looking for in market A versus market B? And then given that one is either down or up and the other one is up or down, what are you looking to do? What's like the most bare bones of a pairs trade for you?
Well, when some things are at near-term extremes, and I keep saying that phrase near-term because, you got to really try to trade what's in front of you, even though we talked about a little bit a second ago about this idea of XLE. Sure, XLE has been higher at times, but we're not trading 2014. We're
not trading that high
right now. I know, so high. I just knocked off. I think I knocked off Godzilla here. I don't even know. We're trading what's in front of us, and right now it is kind of at a near-term highs, near-term inflection point, if you will. So those are the things you got to do. It depends on different markets. I mean, you could do it with talent as well. You could say, I'm going to buy some Jamal, and I'm going to sell a little bit of Frank. However you want to do it. It doesn't have to even be the way that I just suggested, but either way, you're looking to trade things at different extremes. This is basically what you're looking to do.
And that's exactly right. Like, and honestly, I will forego, this is me stiff arming the opportunity there to absolutely dunk on Jamal there and be like, yeah, like Frank at all-time highs and Jamal doing pretty good, but I don't know if you want to sell Frank. I will not speak to that. Okay. But what I will do is use a sports analogy, like a trade that basketball fans out there might have seen. And one that worked out is maybe a couple of years ago, you see Jason Tatum, the Celtics, they can't get over the hump. Like Tatum, he's good, but is he that good? And you see Kevin Durant, he's doing great. Holy smokes. Kevin Durant's the best in the league. If you sold KD at all-time highs, you bought yourself some Jason Tatum. Now that pairs trade working out as Tatum looking like he is angled for he's in the Eastern Conference Championship, aiming towards his first NBA championship, and KD is watching from home. And so it is really like it can go anywhere with pairs trading. It's one that I always use is like you're at the grocery store and you see two of essentially the same kinds of cereal. One's $5, the other is $2.50. Of course, you can just buy the cheaper one. But what's even more interesting is selling the more expensive one against the cheaper one. And in theory, not locking in some profits, but creating a more complex, but also more high probability trade. But that starts with the simplest way to me is always buying the cheap thing, selling the expensive thing. And the cheap thing this year, my friends, is tech stocks. Holy smokes. Can you get them at a discount down 25% this year? What's interesting is you'd usually expect them all like, oh, NASDAQ is down, 1,000 points and the spread between NASDAQ and S&Ps is down like 500 points. Like it'd be a fraction of that. This is a rare case where the small technology to small stocks, essentially tech stocks to energies and financials and everything else, the spread market is actually down more than the outright market. And that's because technology is down 25% and energy is up a good amount. And now I want to, before, speaking to how we might actually buy that cheap thing, technology stocks, and sell the expensive thing, energy stocks, I thought it'd be interesting. And I know you've maybe already glanced at the slides. If you could guess which stock sector is which here, you've got a market Jamal, in front of you that is one of the stock sectors up 50% this year. The rest of them down to varying degrees. That yellow line down about 5%. Purple and orange there down about 10%. And then that blue line, holy smokes, down 25%. Of course, you could probably already infer what that blue line is. But are you able to guess the stock sectors
I'm not.
in front of
you? And
you?
I specifically didn't look. I saw the blank lines. I was like, what? But then I specifically didn't look. So I will say, I don't remember I don't know what everything is. So I'm going to go with energy is clearly the green line. The bottom line, that could either be tech or consumer discretionary. What is everything? So what do we all have here? We have
let me give you the cast of characters. So you've got energy. That's the easy one. That's the one that's up 50%. Now you've got on top of that industrials, materials, financials, and technology.
Okay, so technology is on the bottom.
There he's 2 for 5.
So
he's got 3 left.
So you said industrials, materials, and financials. I'm going to go with materials.
For everyone's reference, there's one one sector that's down 5%, and then there's 2 markets that are down 10%. So you don't have to distinguish between those 2 lines that are pretty much down 10%. But which sector out of materials, industrials, and financials is down 5%, and then the other 2 close to technology down more than 10% this year?
I'm going to say industrials is the yellow line. Down 5%.
Oh, womp womp!
I missed that.
It's
okay.
Materials, but that's
financials was down at least 10%.
That you've got at least to like the part of Price is Right where it's like you priced out. There's like 5 items on the board, and Jamal correctly priced out like 3 or 4 of them, and then they bring up something, and it's like it's an automatic orange juicer, and it's like holy smokes, this thing could be $50, it could be $5,000. I have no clue. Right. And so a good work by you. But the simplest way to pairs trade after we've played our fun game here is simply buying that cheap one, selling the best one there, looking for these markets, because at the end of the day they're all stocks, right? Like, which isn't to say they all have to move together, but we've shown this time and again in stock market crashes and also in bounces back, those correlations do tend to go 2-1. So at some point, these stocks that are right now diverging between energy and technology, they do tend to come back in line here. And so you can, simple way, buy the cheap one, sell the expensive one. And then it gets more intriguing. You can buy the STIX futures, sell an XLE call, or just sell XLE shares against the futures. Whatever you want to do in there, but that's the simplest way to pairs trade, my friend. Any final notes on pairs trading? You did really well. You won yourself a Small Exchange notebook. How about that?
Oh, nice.
Have you seen
Are you going to
these?
actually give it to me, or are you just messing around with me? Yeah, I've seen you talk about them more recently. I've seen you talk about it.
I'll come over there today and hand you one in person.
We're going to get a picture of this so we can show the people. We need to hold Frank to this, people. He just said a second ago, everything he just said was suspect. That's what he literally said.
That's true.
So
yeah, that's not always great to say to an audience. Like, yeah, you shouldn't really believe anything that I say, but you will believe this. I will go over there and we will take a picture with the notebook. Because I saw you posted a really nice picture of you and who was that on Twitter? You were in Detroit or something. I didn't really read anything.
It's a couple of my buddies from grad school. I mean, we're all still we've been tight forever, but we have kids all around the same age, and brought my daughter, my youngest, out there to see his oldest kid graduate. That's when they just graduated this past weekend. My oldest had prom, so he didn't come along. So yeah, man, just us and a bunch of kids just hanging out. It was cool, man. It's good times.
Very cool stuff. Love to see it. And I love to see us post this to Twitter later. I love everybody out there who's gotten Small Exchange t-shirts and shorts and everything in the past posting to Twitter. If you want to join the Small Exchange for 50% reduced fees for life, everybody, holy smokes, you could trade the small options and futures for life, 50% off with the membership to the exchange and the exclusive content, data, standard deviations, and everything we give people. Go to community.thesmallexchange.com, join the community. Jamal's already here, so I'm going to walk him over a notebook here today. And if you do join today, you get one of our limited edition Small Exchange Field Notes collab notebooks in here. They're looking pretty fresh. We'll see how they look in person with Jamal later when we take a pick. But go to community.thesmallexchange.com, everybody. Join a member of the Small Exchange today, and you'll be one for life, everybody. That's pretty cool. But that's it, my friend. We've run over. Everybody's mad at me at Tasty Trade, as they usually are. Splash into Futures is coming up next. You're going to want to hang out for it. Pete Momat is absolutely tops. And with all of the Forex moves today, I'm sure he's going to have plenty of trading talk around that and equities and everything else. Thanks so much for watching Small Stakes Splash into Futures. Coming up next. Peace.